On June 24th, 2022, the famous court case Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court, removing the federal protection of an American's right to an abortion. This allowed individual states to make their own rulings on how, if, and when a woman could receive an abortion. Hello, my name is Carly Visconi, and I would like to talk to you about the pro-choice movement and its goals for the U.S. The pro-choice movement is a movement that advocates for the expansion and protection on women's reproductive rights, aka the right to choose to have an abortion. A question that many people have been asking about the overturning of Roe v. Wade is why? What was the reasoning behind the court's original decision about 50 years ago, and why overturn it now? Well, on the same day that Roe v. Wade was overturned, Wall Street Journal posted a video on their official website explaining the past and current rulings. They explained that in the first case, the court determined that in addition to the 14th Amendment's right to liberty, a precedent was set by a case called Griswold v. Connecticut, a case that, put simply, protected marital privacy, which encompassed the right to an abortion. The journal goes on to say, however, that the current court ruled that that was too broad an application of the 14th Amendment, and it wasn't something that was commonly thought to be an unnamed right, aka it wasn't something that the founding fathers had in mind while they were writing the Constitution. Although I understand that times change and so can laws, it doesn't make sense to change our understanding of something so basic and fundamental to this country, such as our right to liberty. It which means by definition the right to choose, and should encompass the right to choose to have an abortion. Also, the state laws that have been made have also been considered too restrictive for a woman to get an abortion realistically. Let's take Florida as an example. On an article posted by the New York Times on April 1st of this year, it said by May 1st of this year, Florida's abortion laws will prevent women from getting an abortion after only 6 weeks into pregnancy. And according to the National Library of Medicine, an official U.S. government website, women typically only know when they're pregnant about 5.5 weeks into their pregnancy. This means that in the state of Florida, women may only have 4 to 3 days to determine if they want to abort their child, which is a very mentally taxing decision. They need to find a healthcare provider that they trust to receive an abortion from. And according to Planned Parenthood, a Commons Women Health provider, find an opportunity that allows them to make 2 in-person meetings that are 24 hours apart to be able to receive an abortion. These 2 meetings are a Florida law requirement, so if you don't get these done, you cannot have the abortion in Florida. This is not to mention how the medical or emotional costs of having a procedure done so suddenly could adversely affect the woman's life. Such state laws give way for many women to be forced to go through with an unwanted pregnancy. And many people might be thinking, okay, me and my partner are very careful with preventing unwanted pregnancies, and others should be too. It's their fault they got pregnant, so why should I care? My answer to that is that these laws not only adversely affect the mothers, but also their kids and tax-paying citizens of the U.S. as well. Well, in a study done by a Harvard medical team, it was found that the rates of children going into foster care systems have been higher in states with restricted access to abortion care. This shows that the abortion laws don't necessarily save a child's life as many might think. It only puts them into a system that, although functional, has many flaws and can hurt people in the long run. This also means that more taxpayer money will be spent housing and managing these foster kids. That's money out of your pockets because of these laws. Money that could be spent educating people on the risks of unprotected sex, which would reduce the issue of needing an abortion in the first place, which is exactly what these laws are trying to prevent. And the statistic doesn't even account for the mothers who abandon their children instead of placing them into the foster care system or raising them. So what can I do to join the pro-choice movement? According to the ACLU of Florida, on the November 2024 ballot, there will be an option for voters to support an amendment to the Florida Constitution that limits the government's ability to challenge our abortion rights. This is a huge step towards ending the 6-week ban in Florida, so I call on all those who are able to vote to support this cause. In addition, if you aren't able to vote, I found on the Florida ACLU website that there is a rally supporting this amendment on April 13th in Lake Eola Park from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. That's this upcoming Saturday. And it's okay if you're not able or willing to go to these rallies for whatever reason. But what you can do is vote in November or spread the pro-choice message of liberty by simply wearing green, which is the color of the pro-choice movement, or wearing symbols that also show your support. Albert Einstein once said that those who have the privilege to know have the duty to act, and this is your chance to act now. And here are my works cited. Thank you.